Good morning and welcome to another Get Ready With Me. Today we're going to use the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. This one was mentioned in one of my comments. I've used it a few times already. I'm still don't have a full opinion on this yet. Other than I think it looks ugly. I don't like I still stand by what I said. It doesn't look appealing. And I think it's because of the blush and the bronzer, how it's laid out in here. But we're going to use this today. It still performs like other Natasha Denona things. Although I can't speak on her blush or bronzer, because this is the only powder blush and bronzer of hers that I've ever used. I do have one of her other face palettes, like eyeshadows, and it has blush and a highlighter in it. Actually I can show you. This one here, the Glam face palette, I have the light one. Should probably put my glasses on. But this has a cream blush and then a highlighter in it. And then of course the eyeshadows. This I do like. You want to see size comparison? So this is the Hyper Glam. This is the other Glam palette. This is definitely smaller. But I don't know. She wouldn't need this thing in here to separate the blush and the bronzer because they're both powders. But I feel like it would have looked a bit more appealing if she had just done like one straight up blush and bronzer, how she has it in this palette. Like, this looks nice. This doesn't. I don't know. This is one of my favorites. I should do another favorites video. Well, anyways, we're going to use this today. And I am going to do regular, like, rest of my face how I normally would. I do currently have the Colorpop lip oil on in the shade Cherry Bite. Luxe lip oil. Skincare is done, but instead of doing my normal serum and moisturizer, because the other night I did full like self-care night, and I hauled out one of these Selfie face sheet masks, the Selfie Nourishing Collagen Mask. Anyways, when I took the mask out, I kind of squeezed some of the product back into the packaging, and then there's still serum in here. So last night I put my hand in here, smeared it all over my face and neck, and then again this morning. I definitely got enough to do again tonight, because you don't want to toss this out. Like, it's a good serum. It says firm nutritional care, collagen extract, and ectoin printing air hole sheet. I mean, it's all in like Korean. It's made in Korea. It's by JM Solution. I got it from TNT because they carry a good selection of Korean skincare. I bought a box, I think like a 10-pack of these sheet masks. And I'm making my way through them. Would I repurchase these? Yes. I do like how these make my skin feel. Anyways, we're going to start with what we normally start with. Oh, I also put this on this morning too. Clean Reserve Radiant Nectar. I'm working my way through my perfumes before. One of them is fully empty. It is by, it's not Clean Reserve. What's that other brain fart? I can't think of it, but I have one that's empty and it's a clean smell. Anyways, this is the Flower Bomb Victor and Rolf. This one will probably be the next one that's done. The Brooklyn Ellis Myth. This one's also making its way. And then these two Clean Reserve. I feel like these are better for the fall. I have Clean Reserve and Solar Bloom. I think this is the first one I bought, and then this is the second one. The Radiant Nectar. Between the two, I think I like the Radiant Nectar best, but I do like the Solar Bloom one as well. I don't know, it's kind of spicy, maybe. All perfumes bother Matt, so I try to, like, he's home, so I try not to wear perfume when he is home. Or if he's, like, gone to work or school, I'll spray it in the morning, and then by the time he gets home, it's not so strong. And I like spraying before I go to bed, but again, he'll end up coughing away if I do that. So I like smelling good, he knows that. But I try to keep in mind, even lotions I have to keep in mind, so he's not there like choking. So we're gonna start off, put your headphones on, you twerp. So we're gonna start off with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This is what I always use. Or this is what I always start out with. Again, this is not a foundation or a concealer. It's just to give a little glow to your skin. And I was going to use one of my new Colorpop brushes to blend this out, but I feel like the options that came in the set, these are just they're too soft, they're too flimsy. This is a bit more dense. There's no name on this brush. I'm pretty sure I got this off Amazon a while ago. It came like a full face set. But this is like it's more dense. It's not so flimsy. So we'll use this to blend. Now I'm trying to debate if I got enough light right here. Hey babe, could you open the dining room blinds a tiny bit, please? I think he has his headphones on now, so probably won't hear me. Is this enough light, guys? I feel like it looks kind of dark in here this morning. It's like, do I throw something at him to get his attention? Just like that. I'll wave my arm, see if you can see me. Could you open those blinds a tiny bit? Because I feel like it's super dark in here, please. I have a tissue. I do have a runny nose this morning.
Did you catch it?
Haha. Haha. Yeah, you don't gotta open it all the way, just a little bit, because I feel like it's kind of, the ring light's not giving enough light. If I get a second ring light, I could put them side by side, and that would give the amount of light I need. Because this is turned up all the way. Yeah, that's good. Thanks. Thank you. We are home today. Just chilling. It's gross outside. We had grass and now the grass is gone. Alright, next we're going to go into... Well, we're going to do a little of the Saie Super Glow Gel. I'll take one pump. I feel like this... It says Super Glow, if I'm being honest, though. I feel like this does not give me much glow. I feel like I get more moisture, like hydration from it, than anything. I just pat it into my skin. Maybe I should go in with this before the e.l.f. Halo. Oh, you're overheating it. And Matt's having the, if you watched yesterday's grocery haul from Safeway, I bought the Crunch Bar, the cookie biscuit one. We never got around to it, opening them to try them last night. Matt's trying one right now. Does it taste good? Better than the original? Yeah? Oh, excited. Crunch Bar is my favorite. And then the O. Henry Reese's Pieces one, like it's combined. I can't remember what that one's called. That's my second favorite bar. Otherwise, if they wouldn't have came out with that one, where's the cover? Then O. Henry would be my second favorite. Like regular O. Henry. I am going to just go over. It looks good, actually. I feel like the lighting is off this morning. But you know what? It's because outside is not very bright out. Alright, we're going to go with the Fenty stick. Do I want to do Fenty first or concealer? We'll do Fenty stick first. Because if there's any mistakes made, I can go in with the concealer afterwards. We did not have the salmon and potatoes for supper. We had, by the time supper time came around, nobody was in the mood for fish, so. And then there was talking of people want to order in. Nobody wanted to go and pick any food up. So, what did we do? I made chicken Caesar salad wraps instead. I was like, what? I was over it. I hadn't eaten all day. I wasn't cranky, but I was on the verge of it. But that was my own fault. Sometimes when I get doing stuff, it's not like I forget to eat. It's just eating's the last thing on my mind. So yesterday, although I did drink water throughout the day, I had a tea, and then I had a chicken Caesar salad wrap, and I grabbed an Alani protein shake to have with it. I was hungry when I went to bed, but I decided, honestly, I didn't want to get up and make something to eat. I could have grabbed some fruit or something. But I was like, nah. So I just went to sleep. Well, I did stay up till like 2 o'clock this morning too. So this morning I made sure I ate. I had a small tea, and then I made a Greek yogurt protein bowl. So what I've been doing this week, except for like yesterday, because I didn't eat yesterday pretty much, I took a serving of Greek yogurt, a serving of vanilla protein powder, mixed it in, and I do a medium chopped up banana, like 5 or 6 strawberries cut up, a tablespoon of hemp hearts, and a drizzle of maple syrup. That's usually what I do, but this morning I did the same thing, except I didn't do any syrup in it. And I knew today I wanted to have like a, what is that called? Cozy Shack chocolate pudding. I knew at some point today I was going to have that, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to mix that in with my protein powder and Greek yogurt. Good. It's a good filling way to start your day. Protein, 45 grams of protein for sure was in it. I'm not counting calories or anything. I'm just trying to make sure I'm eating, not carb counting or anything. And I'm trying not to restrict. Like today we're having burgers for supper, which I'm excited. I'll have just one burger though. Back in the day, like years ago, I used to have like 2 burgers and fries and stuff, and then like I'd be so darn full. Now, over the past couple of years, I just 1 burger and that's it. And then sometimes like we might do sweet potato fries today, so that's fine. All right, my skin's looking good. But yeah, I don't normally like eating breakfast, but doing that for most of this week, I feel like it made my day go a bit better. All right. I'm like, I have 2 concealers. I don't want to use both. I think I'm just going to use this one because we are getting close to this one being done. The Maybelline Age Rewind Multi-Use Concealer. I'm just going to put it in the same spots that I normally put it. The redness in my face today is really toned down. And I think that might be due to the fact that I've had a migraine pretty much, I think, all last weekend. Every day this week to varying degrees. For the most part, it was my vestibular migraines. The weather doesn't help. Like I said, we were on our way into spring. And then I'm just seeing if that Colorpop set has a concealer brush. It doesn't seem to. No. Do they sell individual brushes? Because there is this stifling brush, but I feel like no. Oh, let's see. I could use. This is Real Techniques. What is this? Deluxe crease brush. Oh, that's a crease brush. I feel like I've always used this for concealer. Expert face brush. That's a Real Techniques. I think I only have like a 3 brush set from these guys. And then a blush brush. I feel like I don't really have a concealer brush. But I also don't have a ton of brushes either. Alright, I guess I'll just take this one and dab it out right here. I will go in with my sponge to make sure it's all blended. Actually, this brush will probably suffice. And I am gonna go over this. Yeah. Even with that little bit, it's like, I don't have cake face, but even just that little bit, it's like, you can tell I have it on. All right. So I gotta remind myself the bronzer I'm gonna use is in here. Yeah. So I want to use my normal bronzing brush for this, because if I use something different, sorry. So I'm just gonna just take my brush through all 3 colors. Do you guys want to see what the 3 look like? I don't know if I swatched. So we'll start with the darkest, the middle. They do feel smooth. They're right there, dark, medium, the light. I'll swatch them on my hand. So we have the dark, the medium, and the light. See how the light's more cool toned? I'll go over the... There we go. You can see it a bit more. So the light shade is more cool toned. And then the medium and the dark are more warm toned. Well, I guess you could say the medium's kind of neutral. But yeah, that's the options. And what I was saying about the other day is I don't know how this bronzer would work on someone with dark complexion. Because even if I take and build these up, which I will do to show you guys, the lightest shade is, I feel like it's hard. That one's not building up at all. So here we go. That's as dark as I can get that one. Like, that's as dark as I can get these. And I went over them several times. The lightest shade, I do like it. You could probably use that as a contour. It's very ashy. To me, on my skin tone, it's very ashy. So I just take the 3 of them and mix them together. I'm like even wiping it off. Like, look. It's like, they're not pigmented, but I feel like you're not going to get a ton. And here we go. So the forehead, and again, I'm just taking and all 3 of the colors. Have any of you guys used any of her bronzers, like standalone bronzers? I have never used any for standalone bronzers or blushes. See, like for me, on my skin tone, my complexion, I feel like this is perfect. With the 3 of them mixed together, I'm getting like a nice neutral but leaning more warm tone on my skin. But I like it. And I am bringing it back here, bringing it down a little bit to like right here into the temples. It does look very soft and smooth. And then of course, I'll take a little bit down on the neck. Like, we're not going anywhere, but I still want to make it look cohesive with the rest of my face. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Hopefully you guys can see with this lighting. It's like semi-overcast outside today. So usually I still use the ring light with this blind in front of me closed. But usually there's enough light outside that also makes it look... It usually gives more light when I'm sitting here. Okay, do I have both sides? I feel like the other side's more bronzy. Here we go. I do feel like this side looks more... Is it the shadow? I gotta try and make both sides look the same. And then I'm like, do I have enough on my forehead? I want to make sure I do. So I think that looks nice. But that's what all 3 of the bronzer shades mixed together on me. Again, like my other videos, I will go to the natural lighting so you guys can see how this looks. Now, I'll show you the two blushes. I was going to go in with my Liss Beauty cream blusher first, but maybe we'll skip that today because I do like having something laying down. But there's this light pink and this darker pink. They feel soft. They're right there. So the lighter pink, you can't really see. That one I have to build up to be able to see. So I think for me, I would probably mix these together. So I built up this one, I left that one alone. So that's one swipe. This is me going in 4 times with the lighter pink. So I think the blush would work on darker complexions. I'm not sure about the bronzer. Oh, that girl, Andrea. Does she call herself Andrea or Andrea Renee? That's who I watch. She's dark complexion. She is African American. And I think I think she has this palette. I need to go watch because I'm interested. And if this works, if the bronzers work for darker complexion, especially like these two here, I think she might have a video up on this. I think I could be wrong. And then there's another Andrea I think is how the other girl pronounces her name. Oh, what is her? Because yesterday I was having brain fog talking about some YouTubers who I do watch. Taylor Wynn is somebody I watch. But, not Milano. Andrea. You know what? Maybe I'll write them down. At least the beauty YouTubers who I watch. But yeah, Andrea Renee is one. Emily Noel. Heather Austin. Taylor Wynn. But Taylor Wynn's... she's not doing as many beauty... Like, she's still doing beauty videos, like Get Ready With Me, chatty ones. But I feel like it's not as many makeup tutorials as she used to do. Now it's like more like lifestyle living kind of thing. Yeah, Heather Austin, Emily Noel, Angelica Nyquist. I can't pronounce her last name. There's not a whole lot of beauty YouTubers I watch anymore, except for those ladies. I do, because a lot of the YouTubers I watch now are like lifestyle, like meal prep, cooking, grocery shopping, those kind of videos. Angela Bright. Am I subscribed to her? I think I am. But I was watching Andrea Renee's her Sephora haul last night. She gets so pumped and excited she's very enthusiastic. Alright, so that's the bronzer. We're gonna go in with the blush, and I am going to use my normal blush brush. But just to make sure I don't have any leftover product on it, I'll go with my color swatch. This is stained, but I still want to make sure if there's any powder product on here to get it off. I'm not going to use a highlighter today, although I could. Maybe after I get the blush on, because I do have, I need a sip of water. This Colorpop highlighter, I kind of want to use it. Flexitarian. Oh, yesterday I was like, oh, I had the Flexitarian highlighter. Did I not realize that they're all, well, some of them are called Flexitarian, but this one's in pearlized? Or is it this one Flexitarian and it's a pearlized finish? So this is not the one I had before though. This is a different, what was the one I had before? Anyway, I kind of want to use this as well because one, it feels so creamy, but look at that. Like, see that? Beautiful. You know what? Maybe I will just do a Colorpop Get Ready With Me. Not today, but... yeah, I'll save this. Because maybe we just want to focus on this palette today. Alright, let's go with the blush. So I'm just going to mix them. Because I can go in with the light shade first. And see what that, like how that shows up. It's barely there. I can see it. But it's like a barely there. And I am taking it up high, like up here, not down here. Do the same. I'm just going to roll the brush into the light shade. And we'll do this side. And I'm just bouncing this in. So, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera or in the vid. I can see it, but it's so light. Maybe if I had like a full face of foundation, but I don't do full face of foundation, maybe it would show up more. I think if I want to do like straight up as natural as possible makeup, I would stop right here. Because again, on my end, I can see it, but it's faint. Like faint. And then I don't know the staying power of this either. I feel like I need a little bit more right here. I don't know whose video I watched last night. It was like a very quick reel. Because I have been seeing some YouTubers whose faces I haven't seen before. But... so, you know, like when it comes to like blush, contour, bronzer, stuff like that, at the end of the day, how we use these products is ultimately up to us. Where we place these products on our faces, personal preference, it's up to us. But like, there was comments, I was reading the comments and like people were in there like, why are you lying to people? Because I don't know which girl this was, but she was using, like putting her bronzer on. And like I do sometimes, I will... depending on the shade of the bronzer and just like my preference, sometimes I like warm tone contour, sometimes I like cool tone. But she was getting, I wouldn't say bashed, but like a few people were saying like, oh, why are you lying about that being a contour when it's a bronzer and like you're putting contour in the wrong place, you're putting bronzer in the wrong place. And I was like reading the comments and watching the video and I was like, who cares? It's her makeup. Maybe, like, again, myself, sometimes I'll put my bronzer down where you would put contour because I like it, right? And my guess is that girl that was doing her makeup, that's how she likes it. And then I was telling myself, well, you know what, Tammy, when you put content out there, whether it's a reel or a TikTok, YouTube, whatever, people's watching, they're going to comment whatever, but I just think it's ridiculous to tell somebody you're doing that wrong. Like, why are you lying about that product being a contour when it's a bronzer? You can literally use bronzer as a contour if you want. You can use a contour as a bronzer if you want. I've done that. I mean, my Fenty stick, the one I have, you can tell it's, like, this would be considered, it is a contour color because it's very cool tone. But I've seen me use this as a bronzer, just go in, because I just want to give myself some color. I don't always want to do warm toned or a neutral tone bronzer. Sometimes I do want a straight up cool toned bronzer. Vice versa. Sometimes I don't want the cool toned contour. I want a warm tone or a neutral contour. At the end of the day, I'm like, it's your makeup. Do with what you want with it and place it wherever you want. Like, you're doing your makeup for you, not for anybody else. Anyways, that's my little tangent. I highly doubt, I can't remember who it was I was watching. But I highly doubt she cares. It's makeup. It's not that serious. I was going to go fix my glasses. So I'm going to go in with the darker blush. Again, I can see this. I can definitely see the bronzer on this side. It's just I have more shading over here. And yeah, like I take my bronzer down here sometimes, and because I want to. Because I like how it looks. So I'm gonna go into the darker one. And this one I can definitely see it. And I'm just gonna go over. I'm gonna swirl this. It's pretty. There is no shine, but I mean, I think they're both satin matte. I cannot read anything that's on the back of there, but I think they're satin matte. And there, now I feel like I have a nice, I've been out in the sun look. So this is with the light pink. This is more of a, like, we want to stay as natural as possible, but still have makeup on. This is with both on. The light pink and then the rosy tone over top. I like how both sides look. But we all know I like blush because I'm a cheeky girl. I got big cheeks. We need to give these some color. So I'm going to go in with this as well. And I'm going to swirl this one. See? It's the same on both. It's just, again, there's more shadowing happening on the other side of my face. I think maybe if I had the blinds on the other side of me open, it would brighten up this side. I just don't want to wash my face out and then my video comes out blurry. And I'm going to take whatever's left and just run it. Usually during the summertime, I do sometimes do the W blusher across, but for the most part, I tend to leave right here alone. But since I don't have a lot of redness going on today, we'll bring some back. So that's that. I am going to go over just to make sure edges are, you know, there's no lines or anything. And yes, I did go up higher. Like I brought my blush up higher today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Yeah, I'm definitely blushed up. So they definitely, like, I look like, in this lighting, I look like I've been going up and down the stairs a few times. So we're going to do eyebrows next before I go on to, I need some more lip oil. This is new to me. I'm thinking I'm either talking too much or I just have dry lips because this is my third time putting this on in the past hour. And I feel like it's like my lips are really sucking it up. So we're going to go in with our tried and true Essence Eyebrow Designer in Soft Blonde 05. I still have not come across this shade again at any of the stores that I frequent. Just going to go in, fill in the front quickly. I don't do anything fancy with my brows. I just take this and flick up in the front. Like so. Do a little bit more over here. Because I have eyebrows, but I feel like they're so sparse. And then again, I just like to darken them up a little bit. I can hear David singing in his room. Since he woke up this morning, he's been in there singing. Everybody's up. It's 11:30. I'm surprised. Matt got up, I'm assuming early this morning. He said Luna was getting at him, yelling at him, trying to get his food. Even Grace is up, which is surprising, but all right, eyebrows are done. Well, actually, no, they're not. So, because I realized I have 2 different brow gels, and I keep forgetting about them. I have the Essence one, which I will use. And then I have this, the Wow Brow by e.l.f. The Essence Make Me Brow. I have a question. Leave a comment down below. So I was saying I was going to do a no-buy until July on buying and ordering any more makeup. My husband and I can laugh about that because we know me. I could do it, but it'd be hard. So we're thinking of doing, like, I budget myself, and this morning I was thinking the budget that I would have is still pretty decent, but when I look at what I have makeup wise, I do have a lot. I don't have any drugstore makeup. Like, I have like eyebrow drugstore stuff. I do have, like, so for drugstore I do have Essence and e.l.f. eyebrow things. My go-to eyebrow pencil is Essence. I do have a e.l.f. Halo Glow powder, a Covergirl face powder, an Essence cream blush. I do have a NYX and a Maybelline concealers. But like eyeshadow, I do have like a few, like, and I mean very few pieces of drugstore makeup, but I feel like a lot of my makeup is Sephora makeup, and that's okay. That's just years ago, like 10 years ago, that's what I got into. Like, I started, once when I figured out how to do makeup properly and not like I'm in 8th grade, I got into the higher end makeup brands, right? Natasha, Denona, quite obviously, especially for eyeshadows, is my go-to. But I was thinking, to stay on topic before I go way off, I was thinking, what if, because I don't want to do a bunch of hauls on this channel. Like, again, if I happen to like order something, or I'm at the mall or whatever and I buy something, I'll do a haul. Why not? Right? Like, if you're like me, you like seeing what people got, just out of curiosity and stuff, right? And just to be a busy nose, because that, like, that's why I watch haul videos now, because I'm like, ooh, what'd you get? Like, let's see it, right? But at this morning, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, Tammy, like, so a budget would only go so far at Sephora, but I could pick up the things I really want and just once a month, whatever, do it. But I was thinking, what if I take my budget, which we're still not set on it, but if I'm thinking on the lower end, what if I try and do full face drugstore hauls? And I'd probably just end up going to Walmart, because I feel like between Walmart, like here in Calgary, we have Walmart. We do have a Rexall and a, what's that called? It'll come to me. It's a drugstore I've never stepped foot into before, but I do know they have a big beauty selection. Anyways, there is a few places I can get drugstore makeup, but I'm thinking the Super Walmart would probably be my best bet, because there are drugstore makeup brands I've never tried. We'll get back to my face in a second. But like, I would like to do a full face of e.l.f., a full face of Essence, a full face of Rimmel, Hard Candy, Lottie London, Profusion, Milani, Physicians Formula, L'Oreal, Maybelline, because I would have to, especially for like L'Oreal, Maybelline and Revlon. If I go with the lower end of what I'm thinking of going for a budget, I would have to actually go online and look at prices and kind of plan out. And I would go into the store because I'd rather go in the store and purchase things versus ordering it because I want to see the colors and stuff in person. But like Revlon, L'Oreal, and Maybelline, and even Physicians Formula, they're on the pricier, like they're on the higher end for a drugstore. But like, I know Rimmel, they do a lot of 3 for $20. I could do a full face Rimmel, no problem. Elf is getting up there in price, but I would look at, like, for instance, with Elf, I'd be like, well, what do I already have at home? I already have the Elf Halo Glow. I have the setting powder, a brow gel, so, and a blush. So I would just look at things that I don't already have and fill in, right? So what do you guys think of that? Is that something you'd be interested in? Because yeah, I was thinking about it. I don't really have I have minimal drugstore makeup. And there's nothing wrong with drugstore makeup. That's what I used to use all the time until I got into other stuff. And I kind of would like to get back into the drugstore makeup and just see like how things improved, like what's the quality like, stuff like that. Well, let me know what you think about that. And then what would be, I wouldn't do it this month. I'm done with buying makeup this month, but for like next month, April. So like for the month of May, is there a drugstore brand that you'd like to see me do a full face on? If so, leave a comment down below. And I don't have many subscribers, so I don't get very many comments. So what I might do is write down like first comment, whatever you say, and I'll write that down. And if somebody else, like if other people happen to comment, I'll write down the brands as well that you say. And I'll just, once a month, I'll just go through it, maybe do it that way. But yeah. Because, yeah, I'm like, I don't think I have any. I mean, Colorpop is considered, I do have Colorpop, but we don't have a physical Colorpop in any of our stores out here. Like, I do have a lot, in my opinion, I do have a lot of Colorpop eyeshadows, but I have always ordered that. So when I say, I mean, hey, you want to see a full face Colorpop? Sure. But I would have to order, I don't have a bronzer, foundation, eyebrow, or a lip liner. So I would have to probably order those 4 things for Colorpop. Let me know. I have no problem ordering. I could always, yeah. But let me know, drugstore, what would you like to see? I do know, like, L'Oreal's kind of piquing my interest. But they don't have a full eyeshadow palette. They have singulars, which is fine. Let me know. So, what should be the first drugstore full face that I do for the month of May? And we'll go from there. Because, Sephora is pricey. And, yeah. How did I even get on that? I don't even remember. Anyways, I think I was talking about these. I'm going to go into Essence. I forgot that I had these. I did use one yesterday. But I'm going to use this Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. And it says it has filling fibers. And this is in the shade 01 Blondy Brows. I can't believe how good my skin's looking. I do not think I would do a full face high-end makeup. I don't think. because for when it comes to high end, the main one that I do have, well, Makeup by Mario and Natasha Denona. I think for both those brands, I have obviously eyeshadows, blush, bronze. I don't have a Makeup by Mario bronzer yet. Sephora order. The VIB order. I think I did get one. Nice. My brows are looking fluffy. Natasha Denona. I don't have any lip products. I have eyeshadows, a blush, and a bronzer now. So what would you need for Natasha Denona? Concealer, foundation. I do have a highlighter. Lip products. So concealer, foundation, lip products. I could probably, and a mascara. Does she have mascara? I don't know. So I could probably pull that. Makeup by Mario. Does he have a foundation? I don't know. I think I could pull that off. If I go on the lower end of the budget that I mentioned to Matt that I was thinking I could do that. The reason why I want to do a budget and I want to not make this channel all focused. I want this channel to be like what it started out as. Me just doing chatty get ready with me's, grocery hauls. Sometimes I'll record in the stores if the music's not loud. Brows are done. We're going to start with the eyeshadows. And I am going to start, because I'm going to start with these as like a starting out position. I dropped the sponge. I want to keep my channel. I don't want to make my channel into something that it's not. This is not Tammy goes on shopping sprees. Although some of my videos you might be like, wow. But that's stuff that I normally do once in a while. Like once or twice. 3 or 4 times. I don't know. Sometimes I just go into a burst of shopping and then I chill out for a while. So that's normal. I don't want to do anything that I wouldn't normally be doing. Difference is now I'm just recording the things. All right. I need to try and stay on topic. Let's try some of these Colorpop brushes that I got. Ooh. They do feel soft, which I do like that about them. But if we think about the kind of makeup I do, maybe these are the only 4 brushes I would use. Will these work? Well, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. So the fluffiest brush here is this one. And it says it's a E2. So yeah, I want to keep and I'm going to go into, how's the face looking? I'm going to go into the middle shade and start there. Don't worry, we'll get to the eyeshadows and you'll see. So I'm putting this up here. So if my eyes open, this is what we're going to see. And I'm going to dip back in. So that works right here for me. So yeah, I want to keep my channel how it's been going. I don't want to be all crazy. I like doing get ready with me's. If I'm getting repetitive, sorry. I just want to make it clear that I want to stay close to how this channel started. Like, I was doing cooking videos as well. I haven't done one in a while, only because I haven't made anything new. Some of the cook with me videos were recipes that I've only done once before, or I was doing new. Like, for instance, I think tomorrow I'm doing a cook with me, but it's gonna be a bake with me, because this week the kids have been chowing down on muffins. I haven't been able to keep muffins in the house. So I'm gonna make my homemade pumpkin muffins tomorrow and maybe do a streusel for them. We'll see. I'll figure that out tonight and get it ready. So I just did a light wash. I don't know if the light from that direction is now washing my face out. But now I'm gonna mix these two together. I might pull in some pink. I'm taking it onto the lid, blending it upwards. This is not like a packing brush, so it's not going to deposit a ton of color. But it's very light. Yeah, I know guys. I know that I don't always stay on topic. I scramble. Sometimes I have a lot of things I'm trying to say at once and I just need to take a breath and chill out for a minute. I feel like there's too much light coming from that side now. I'm going to take you guys with me so I can close that blind. It's going to bother me because it's so bright now that I can't really see what I'm doing. Here we go. Okay, better. Because there's enough light. It's starting to brighten up outside now. So I feel like it's a wash of color. I did not go into the dark brown yet. We will. I think what I want to do before I go there, swatch the eyeshadows so you guys can see. So we're going to start with the shade Everyday, which is this brown. Pretty. The shade Dreamy. The shade Statement. And the shade, is this called Soft? Soft. Is there cat hair in here? And these are all very light. There's cat hair in here. Luna. They're very, some of them are very metallic. So there's those four. So this one right here doesn't really have much of a punch, but I feel like the pink one, the shade Soft, and the shade here, Dreamy, has like the most metallic sheen, like wet looks. This one looks very like satin sheeny. Same with this one right here, the first one, and the shade Everyday. Again, it's just one like whoop, not building them up. So I feel like showing them on my hand is the best way. And then there's still pigment on my hand, which I will go ahead and then we'll swatch that last shade here in a second. I hope you guys do understand what I'm trying to get at too when I talk about like my channel. The last shade is Casual. And these all feel very soft. And that's that one right there. It looks like it's going to be like a dark gray. Like when I look at it, it looks like a dark gray, but when I swatch it, it kind of looks brown, like a brown gray. Anyways, they're all pretty. They feel soft. None of them feel like a cream. My personal opinion, I do think for all these shadows, they're all like a one and done, except for this one. I would consider that more like a topper. But it's just like, there's not a lot of options in here besides using the bronzers and the blushes as like crease shades and whatnot. And I want to do this without dipping into another palette. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this a smudger brush, but it's an E25 Colorpop brush. And I'm going to go into these two shades, the bronzing shades, mix them, and smudge this down here. All right. See, we all know, like, I tend to, like, go darker and stuff out here, but it's like... Like, I could try and use that. Is that what we're gonna do? Let me go into the darker bronzer first and see what we can do. I'm not gonna tap it off. I'm just gonna put this right here. Outer corner, come up a little bit, and then I don't go on the lid. I kind of just drag it like this. Because again, when my eye is open, I want to make sure I'm seeing the color. And that's the darkest bronzer. I seriously cannot wait for winter to be gone. I asked Matt this morning, I was like, do you think we're done with winter now? And he's like, no, May 2-4. And I was like, holy crap. I totally forgot May 2-4 was coming. And yes, May 2-4. Does the US celebrate May 2-4 like Canadians do? I think he's got the headphones on. I'm going to Google that. If you're outside of Canada, do you know what May 2-4 is? I think it's a long weekend. In our household, we've never done May 2-4, even as teenagers. Hang on now, did I as a teenager partake in a May 2-4 weekend? There's shenanigans. It's mostly like a long weekend. People go camping or go to the cabin or whatever with your friends and have a few drinks, smoke a few smokes. It's a fun time. As an adult, I've never partaken in May 2-4, either has Matt. But as teenagers, I think I did it once. Matt, probably plenty of times. Me, just once, though. I think this is as far as I'm going to go with the bronzers on the eyes. I do wish... Well, you know what? I got a face powder. So this will... And I might have to use a concealer. I feel like it's too bronzy up here. So I am going to take a... That's not the powder I want to use. I want to go into my Covergirl face powder. I was going to take a fluffy brush like this, dip into my face powder, and just bring it around the edge a little bit. I have not looked up any information on this palette yet, which I feel like I should. One of my videos, I said, I read a comment or something that this palette, and I don't know if it's all the items in here or the eyeshadows or specific eyeshadows. Again, I can't read anything on the back of here, and I got rid of the package a while ago. It doesn't have parabens or something in it, so it might... unlike normal eyeshadows, this might actually go bad, like possibly mold. Don't take my word for it. I have to look it up. But a couple of weeks ago, I swear somebody either said in their video that they did a try on with this, that this palette could go bad because it doesn't have parabens or something in it that makes makeup products last longer. So we have this teeny tiny Colorpop brush called E23. Nope, I don't have my glasses on. E28? I'm legally blind. I think it says E28. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. So if I do this, you can kind of see. I'm gonna go into that. And I'm going to, well, swirl my brush in there and get some color. And I'm just gonna start working this out here. To me, it's looking like a cool toned brown. And I'm not gonna go too high up with this. I'm gonna take this brush, nothing extra on it, and just make sure I have it blended. At the same time, I am thinking about what I want to put on my actual lid. I'm going to go back into that same shade. I'm going to build it up. I could use a flat brush, but I feel like this is so tiny, I can be more precise with this. I'm probably not using this shade the correct way for how it was intended. Again, going back in here, blending. I feel like this could end up it's patchy. I feel like I am now blending it away. Don't worry. Usually if stuff like this happens, I can fix it and make it work. I'm going to go into the thicker brush and dab this color in here. So we can try and make this work. I know some people say they only use their fingers for these shadows, but I'm pretty sure Natasha uses brushes for these. I feel like I'm gonna turn into Batman. Can I fix this? I don't know. I'm just going to. Let's just trust the process, okay? Trust the process. Just gonna blend, 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 and buff. I got my handy dandy sponge. And don't worry, we can fix this. I should go on her page. Like, I feel like a lot of, whether I use the brush or the sponge, it's picking the color back up. Like, I don't mind not having a lot of the color out here. All right. I'm like, don't get frustrated with this. This ain't, I ain't blaming the palette or the color. It's possibly, I don't know what tool to use for this. I don't have a makeup remover or... I'm going to put a little concealer on my lids, okay? So I can get rid of this and fix it up. I'm going to say this is a user error, not... Oh, okay, that took it, most of it away. This is a user error, not the palette error. Okay, I think I got most of it off. I'm just going to do the same thing to the other one. Okay, so I took off, I think, pretty much everything. If I was not recording, the same darn thing would have just happened as well. So we have it on video. Not the palette's fault. User error. I think I need to know what brush to use. I have heard people say they use their fingers, but like if you're doing out here, you want to be like do some detail and blending and buffing. So what I'm gonna do is go over my lids with a little concealer just to clean up any mess that I made. We'll try again. I'll make it work. I will say that was a bit frustrating though. I'm going to go into my handy dandy tried and true trusted brush. Give it a little clean. I'm going to mix the two lightest bronzers, go right here, and just buff this in. So I guess I'm not going, until I can figure out the proper way to use this, I'm not going to try and use that shadow I just used as a outer corner shade. But I do want to use that shade. So you know what I'm going to do? Where'd that go? I'm going to go into this brush. I'm going to dip into that because I do like that shade. And I'm going to smudge this on the bottom. See, I mean, it's perfect for smudging, but it's not... Like, it's also a shadow. I do have more on this eye, don't worry, I'll fix it. And usually what I do, I just take my finger and just do that. There. So I guess it's going to be used as a lower lash line shade for now. I mean, I guess, should I just go in with my finger with one of these shades? Maybe I play it safe. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. We'll start with this flat brush and pick it up. And then the same shade that the color's on, I'm just gonna flip it so that this is facing upward. And we'll do this. Get some of the color brought up. So pretty much whatever's left on this side is just getting blended up here without me grabbing another shade. With the brush, with this brush, I don't really see the metallicness of it. We'll do the same thing on the other eye. Like, are these cream to powders? Putting them on, they feel nice, but I'm patting and dragging. And then again, I'm gonna, the side that I have color on, I'm going to face upwards and just run it along. See, it's pretty, but I feel like I don't have any dimension. I don't mind one and done eyeshadow looks, but for me, because I have hooded eyes, I don't like how this looks on me. Maybe with some mascara. I feel like I need something different up here. I'm gonna dip into my face powder and just go right here. Because now it looks like I have no eyelid. So that's that shade, but you see, like with the finger, maybe I'll just dab some on and see. I'm not seeing none of the sheen. Maybe in different lighting, we'll see it. What I might do is take that lighter shade in a second and I'm bringing this up, even on my finger, up a little bit. Since I'm not scared, but I don't want to have to take this off again. So that's this shade all over the lid, the shade smudged on the lower. I feel like it's making my eyes look deep into my face. So we're going to go into this shade right here. I'm just going to use my finger. And I'm going to put some of this on the inner part, not the outer part. I'm not sure what happened there. That froze. Unless it took a picture. I'm not sure. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Again, this is user error. Nothing. I've used this twice before, but what did I do? I don't know if I used the eyeshadows. Did I? Oh, I think I did. I used the pink shade. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into that color I put over my lid. Like, I like how that looks, but now I feel like it's too light on the outside. I'm gonna dip my finger into this one actually. And just put a little bit of this because I need some dimension to separate. Because I do this based on my eye shape and how I like having like my inner eye feeling like that's open to bring it out. I don't want to use a brush because I feel like if I use a brush, I'm just going to mess this up again. So I'm not going to like put a ton out here, but I feel like I feel like I'm looking muddy now. That could just be me. Let me use my other hand to do this. Sometimes you just gotta wipe things off and start over, and that's okay. Make sure my eyes are open, that it looks okay. This is also making my eyes look very blue. But like yeah. This feels glam, but I feel like, does it look muddy to you guys? Or is it just me? It could be because I am like fair skinned. Like I have light skin. Alright. If I go any further with any of that, I will ruin this. Again, I'm going to put in the description box human error or whatever I was saying. It's not the product, it's me. These shadows are... I need to see what Natasha recommends for doing this. So it looks nice. I have this shade all over the lid, blended up a bit with my finger. This shade all in here. This middle shade smudged underneath. And this shade with my pinky finger, I just smudged a little bit on the outer part. We will do mascara. This is like... I do have a oh, here it is. This Colorpop Level Up Lengthening Mascara. It's in a brown shade. We're gonna use this. And then we're almost done. Ooh, this is a nice, this is a nice wand. So I'm just gonna do like that. It like literally got every one of my lashes though. That's nice. Looks like I did get some of that lighter shadow down there, but that's fine. If you have this palette, what are you using for the shadows? Your finger or a specific brush? Type of brush? Oh, I'll show you guys in a second. I think I just realized a brush that probably would work for these shadows. Especially the darker ones. These lashes are not cooperating. Of course. These lashes are doing their own thing on this eye. So before that also gets out of hand, I'll just leave the lashes. I did get some mascara on there, which I will clean up. All right, I'm gonna go in with a little of my e.l.f. Halo Glow powder just to get any Do I want to go with more bronzer? Okay, I'm feeling better about the eye look now. It does look kind of smoky, kind of glam. I'm gonna dip back into the bronzer right quick. Just because now that I see some more lighting coming in. I feel like that Colorpop lip oil is actually making my lips feel dry. Yep. I feel like it is. I'm gonna go in with some more with it. So that's it for today's look. Using the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. Again, user error on my part. I'm gonna have to look. Oh, so the brush I was thinking that probably would have been good to use for this. I have a few of them. Well, I've got 3 right here. These are from the brand. Ooh, the writing's off. Let me put my glasses on. I gotta clean these. The brand is called Still Spa Essentials, and it's the brush. Ooh. The writing is eyeshadow. Oh, the writing's completely off all of these. You know what? I can't, the writing is pretty much off all of these. No, it's not that one. That's a different one. I have a couple of these. Actually, I think I gave Grace a few of these. It's this really dense, it's like not very long, it's short, but it's like a dense brush. It's not a packer brush. That's not what it says. I can see eyeshadow. It looks like it starts with a D. No, that was the other brush, not these ones. But they're not long bristled. But they're, like, see how I put my finger on these and they don't, like, splay out? They're not super soft. I bet you these would be good to, like, put in the shadows and just pick it up and then buff it into your eye. But then to get the metallic look or the sparkle, you would have to go in with your finger as well. Yeah. What do you folks think? Is this... I think it turned out all right. Yeah. I do think most people are going to use these shadows with their fingers, but Natasha's not going to make, nobody's going to make an eyeshadow palette where you have to strictly use your fingers. So, I'm just checking. It looks good in this lighting. I'll turn the ring light off. And we'll go to the natural light. She's bright. Hey, it looks nice. Close that a bit. I'll back away a little bit. Here we go. I feel like I could use, I mean, I feel like the black, like, it looks, the bronzer and the blush, you can tell I have it on. I feel like it's very, as much as I put on, it still looks like I went in very light-handed. And then the eyeshadow, I feel like that lighter shade is giving more of the sparkle than the other ones. But I mean, it's a nice natural look. I mean, the palette is meant to be like a one and done eye and cheek product, right? So it does the job. It's just human error. I need to figure out the best way to do those darker shadows. And it is kind of like a bummer that there's not... The concept of the palette's great, but if you take darker skin tone people, they might only be able to do so much with that palette. Again, I have to go and see other people with different skin tones and that using that palette. And then the eyeshadows, like what's the best way? Because like what if you're in your car and you don't have tissue in your car? Do you really want to get your fingers in there to do your eye look if you don't have eye brushes? Like what's the best eye brush? Let me know. Anyways, this is it. Trying to show you without getting the shadows of everything on my face. My skin looks great. Overall look does look nice, but I think even as much of the bronzer and blush I put on, it still looks like I went in there with a light hand. So I don't know. Let me know if you have if you're darker complexion than me, like medium, dark, deep, and you have this palette, is it working for you? Let me know. Anyways, until next time, thank you for watching. God bless.